Well, we're going to officially kick off 2026 with our very first elevation call. So, welcome to all of you guys. We kind of have a pivotal night tonight. Some of you guys might have seen that we have updated our Team Unlimited name. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about ending the year and just the massive effort that went into that. I want to be recognizing some folks. I don't see Judy Baker on. Susan, do you know where Judy is? If you want to send her a quick text, just want to make sure that we get her on. But anyway, the year 2025 has really focused on mastering wellness. And with the creation of the customer growth bonus with Elise, we've really been able to focus on serving customers, helping introduce people to wellness, understanding what the endocannabinoid system is and how fueling that endocannabinoid system can really help improve wellness overall. And with that customer growth bonus, with hosting meetings from corporate and privately, and also advancing in rank, I wanted to recognize a few of you guys who really ended the year strong. And are y'all ready for the drum roll? Drum roll. And just because, when we look at the top 10, that's a global ranking. It's not always relevant for just how many people are working here in the United States within our team. But first person I want to recognize is Susan Everett. So, Susan, I would love to hear just a little bit about what your end of month was like.
My end of month. Well, it was like it was exciting and crazy all at the same time. So, you got your own business that you're trying to, hit a bonus or rank up or whatever. So you're focusing on that. And then you have people downline like Judy. I don't think she's on the call. When I called her there, I
She
could hear
is.
things
She
going
is.
on. Okay,
She's
good.
on now. Yeah.
Okay, good. But anyway, so then you've got the people below you that are hitting bonuses and they're ranking up. So you're totally excited supporting them. And then you're trying to think, it gets, and then what was it at midnight? Oh, it wasn't midnight, but it was like,
It's like 11.
oh, it felt like midnight. I'm getting a FaceTime call with you and Luis and Angie, and then Judy and I were on the call. And so, I mean, it was funny and it was fun and it was crazy all at the same time.
Well, it was super fun. I'm going to kind of go to Debbie Yost because I think she's on and I know she's had a really crazy weekend. Debbie, can you hear us at all? If you're not able to speak, we'll speak for you. But Debbie, you're muted. I see your iPhone. So let's see if we can get her to unmute.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm on my phone and I don't know how to work it very
No,
well
you
from
did
here.
it.
Yeah.
You did it.
You know me in technology, right?
Well, hey, girl, I wanted to just bring you on. Not everybody has had the opportunity to meet you. So just introduce yourself and then we can talk about you.
Hi, I'm Debbie Yost. I'm originally from Grayville, Illinois, where Judy Baker lives, and Susan lives not far from there.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a chiropractor. For the last 20 years, I've been coaching and training other chiropractors.
And how did you hear about Zelise?
I was watching Judy's posts on Facebook. And I had known her. We used to meet each other when I would walk up at the park or in Grayville. I would walk at the park, and sometimes we would cross paths up there and chat for a bit. And I knew her wellness journey, and I think that was before Zelise, maybe. No, probably not at this point, but I didn't know anything. And so she posted and she looked great. I could tell so much change. And then all of a sudden she posted that she won a trip. And I
And
kept thinking about that. And then I reached out to her.
and that's when Judy pulled me in and I got an opportunity to meet you as well. And just we all just fell in love with you because just everyone can see just you are light. And even though you've gone through some challenging health issues with your dad and just you've been managing so many things going back from Arizona to New Jersey, back and forth, you had an amazing end of month, and you were able to rank advance to Opal.
I was.
And
Yes.
you were not happy with yourself because it wasn't the goal
No.
that you had really set out for. But I just wanted really to recognize you and ask you just how are you able to do that? Because it seemed like I looked up and the volume just kept going up. You were doing that on your own. So tell us how you were able to rank advance like that.
Um, Luck and God. I don't know what else to say. So I I was, I was chasing the fishing trip, which I didn't make, sadly enough. That's why I was what I was working towards, but I just couldn't make that. I already had talked to quite a few people, but I hadn't circled back around with them. And some of my current people decided to take advantage of the especially the Amalaki and the BeFit specials that they had, and so that helped me tremendously. What I wanted, one of my goals was to get to the fifth. Is it 15 customers? Is that where I am? Yeah, 15 customers. So I wanted to get to that in December. I was able to do that. So yeah, it was exciting, and I missed the call with everyone because I I told Lisa, I think I'm done. I think I did it. I think I'm done. And not long after that, I turned off my ringer on my phone, and I literally crashed. And I went to sleep at like 7 or 7:30 at night.
And you needed it.
Too much adrenaline.
And here's what's so cool, corporate Louise is watching over everyone's volume to kind of see what's going on. And what we could see is that you created a fire below Judy Baker. And I wanted to bring Judy on and just ask her to describe her end of month. Judy. Judy Baker, I see you. I see you, but I don't hear you.
There it is. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Judy Baker.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It was 7:30 at my house, and I knew it was midnight somewhere, and I was on my way to bed, and my phone rang, and these rude people from all over the world. It was, I had no idea I was that close to ranking up. Had no idea. I'd looked at the numbers myself, and I just wasn't interpreting correctly, and like Lisa and Susie and Luis and Angie were on there, and they said, well, yeah, you just do this and this, girl, and you're there. And it just seeing that Debbie had worked so hard and done, and I was just, so she passed me. She's just been wow. She's just been
Well,
wow.
and
And
and you also hit Opal. And so
yes,
I want to recognize Debbie really was the fire below
yeah,
you that really, I mean, you've been working, Judy. It's not like you've just sat on your hands at all. You've been working this month. I got to see you when I was in Evansville. You were there with guests. So you are working, but it was really fun to see how all of that came into being and to see your rank advancement to Opal. And we just really wanted to congratulate you on just making the most of 2025.
thank you. But just, the the support from you and from Susie, of course, because we're kind of in the trenches together. But when corporate gets involved and Angie makes a call and Luis makes a call, and it's like, oh my gosh, the people at the top are looking down and say, and they know you by name, and they know what you're doing, and it's just amazing that somebody in that position is so involved with the rest of the people. And I've mentioned that that we're having this thing in Grayville coming up, and I've mentioned to a couple of people, said, yeah, the VP in charge of global sales is going, really, you know.
So tell us about that, Judy, because when I've spoken to you in the past, you're like, oh, Grayville's not very big. So tell us what you have planned for Grayville coming up.
Okay, well, we're going to do a meeting there. Amanda and I may be the only two people there, but we're going we're going to have a meeting. Susie has done a bang up job making a flyer for us to put on Facebook, and we've posted that. I think I've posted it in the Grayville Facebook also. Just going to invite everybody I can think of to come and see what they, just to meet Luis. And it just, like I said, he's a calling card. Angie is a calling card, but Luis is also, and for people to come and hear top line corporate come in and talk about the company, it's really a good thing. So anyway, January the 14th, it's a Wednesday, 1 o'clock here, and then we're gonna do what we can here, and then we're gonna pack it up and go to Evansville and be in Susie's meeting.
Well, it's really fun to watch. Did you want to add something?
Well, I'll try to say something cute. Luis is going to bring some color to Grayville.
Okay.
Just his energy and
Yes.
It actually, the corporate, Zalise corporate coming to a place like Grayville, where, like you said, but Debbie's claiming Grayville is where she's from, where she knows you from,
Yeah.
right? And so the other thing I just wanted to say, one, congratulations to you all personally. But I remember when Lisa said to me, I think it was at the beginning of the month of this last month, she said, Debbie Yost claims she can get like 30, she's going to get like 3,500 BV or something. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we
Was
needed to
that
have
this
that for
month?
the fishing trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last month. Yeah.
And so she said, I'm going to do that. And I said, man, I'm thinking to myself, we haven't seen that in a minute, right? And dadgummit, she didn't do it. Yeah, I mean, she just said, I'm going to do it. No one told her she couldn't, and she didn't tell herself that she couldn't. That's my takeaway. And she, of course, had a lot of support from you guys and help and encouragement, but she did the work. And I just want to say congratulations on that. And just, one of the takeaway, I think, we can all have a takeaway. You never know. Like, we're excited about it. We're talking about it on this call, but you think about the layers of people and the support of people. And for some of you new folks, you never know when you're going to find someone that says, I'm going to do 3,500 because I'm motivated to do it, 3,500 BV. And they're on your team. They're 2 or 3 down in your team, and you might not even know them. Like, I've never met Debbie. I've seen her on the calls and know who she is, been on a phone call, and Lisa's talked to her a lot, but Lisa said she lit a fire down there. Well, yeah, there's a fire burning underneath that group of people that's burning upwards. And that's what happens in this business. There's not any other businesses in the world like this that creates that kind of excitement, energy, success for other people who are your support people when something like that happens. And if you'd asked Lisa and I, what are you expecting out of that in October? We never would have put that name to it and see a fire coming in December like we did, but it happened.
And what you said, Judy, that you and Amanda in Grayville have said, hey, if we're the only 2 people there, we're going to have this meeting. It takes absolute courage to do that, to say, I'm going to do a meeting. So I want to recognize the courage in that and the momentum that you already have in your business. And it's one of the best stories. I love it. Debbie, thank you for letting us tell us again. But because of the fact that I know the story behind the story. I know that Grayville is such a small place and that you're like, there's nobody here that's wellness oriented. I don't have a market here. And we're like, put your story on Facebook. And you did it. And, Debbie was the one who was the beneficiary of that. Otherwise, nobody knows what you're doing. So it's really fun. And my last question is really just for Susan. Susan Everett, is it more fun to do all the heavy lifting or is it fun to watch your team work?
Yeah, it's way more fun to watch your team work. But then I feel like they're nipping at my heels, and so it does motivate you a tad bit to try to stay in front of them too.
It absolutely does. And Susan, the corporate meeting that you're hosting really creates opportunities for the whole team. That's, I see Jenny and Karen and, others on this call from the Evansville area. So thank you for just being willing to take that on. And there's something really special about momentum. And I love that you guys are staying in motion, and also want to recognize Marcia Smith, who recently hosted corporate on their 2 days of meetings. Marcia, do you want to reflect on that real quickly?
I feel like I'm still recovering from all that. It was a whirlwind. It was very stressful,
Yeah.
but inspiring at the same time. I think that's kind of the current theme of what I'm hearing from the other folks. Yeah, because you want it to turn out well, and I had a good turnout, and can't really say I signed. I think we signed up one person from that, so I guess that was good. Um, yeah, I think the hard thing for me is just keeping up the energy and that amount of push for myself, and I've mentioned that to you, and
Yeah.
like I need a happy medium, not just being, drought and not the way that week was. But so
It was a lot. 2 days is a lot.
yeah. So yeah, I need to revamp a strategy for 2026, and
Well, I
still
think that's
trying to
one of
get to
the
Opal myself. So
okay. Opal is sounds like a goal there, and I want to
Did you
just
write it down?
yes.
Good for you.
um,
That away, Marcia.
but Marcia, I want to recognize you because you said yes when Court knocked, and said we want to come help. And would you agree that there's a big difference between you just sponsoring a meeting or hosting a meeting or a sip and stretch and corporate coming?
Oh yeah, it's totally different vibe and energy and like professionality around it, and it
Yeah.
makes a company seem real to people, I think, when
Mhm.
they do that for you, and they're there to recognize your efforts and the products, and of course Louise is just a doll and a charmer, and so he can brighten up Grayville or any place.
Good,
Hamburg, New
good.
York. It's like, yeah, just super awesome
He
to get
can warm
back.
up Buffalo without a jacket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for what you've done and for working hard. And I also want to recognize somebody else who can relate to hosting corporate, and that's Linda Painter. Linda, how many
More
corporate
than
meetings
once.
have you sponsored this year?
Oh my gosh.
Where's Linda?
Oh, I don't know. I've not counted, tell you the truth. Can you hear
There's
me?
Linda.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. A few.
Yeah.
And one of the things I love about Linda, so she's here in Northwest Arkansas, she's in Springdale, but when corporate calls or when I call and I go, hey, do you want to sponsor the Super Saturday or do you want to sponsor Luis? What is your answer, Linda?
I said, sure, always. I gotta put my room to good use.
Yeah, so Linda is always just enthusiastic, and not just
Her and
that.
Randall.
She and Randall just make amazing food. And even though I know, Linda, you weren't 100% well, Luis's last visit, you guys were very gracious hosts. And we were able to see Scott, who's one of your gold ambassadors. Tell us about Scott and why I didn't recognize him.
Well, he said, because he's a very humble fellow, and he's not like he brags. He's very quiet, and he doesn't want to like tell me every because I get my massage from him every Monday. He comes and gets on the scale and he weighs himself, and then I try not to pry. I don't want to put no pressure on him because I don't know really if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing or not, but I was shocked myself too. And because I see him every week, I don't notice as big a difference like you did. I
Mhm.
did know his shirt was getting loose. I had no idea that he lost, that much weight. And I'm happy. And I'm hope he's motivated. I told him
How much weight?
over 50 pounds. Yeah.
He's
So
lost over 50 pounds with BeFit.
yeah.
I mean, that is a very big number
Mhm.
for anybody. So
Yeah.
that was really cool to see him.
It's a medium-sized child, is what it is.
He lost a medium-sized child. Well, anyways, thanks to you, Linda and Randall, for just your belief and your consistency in hosting And I want to recognize one other person, and that's Michelle. Michelle Parrish is in our Farmington location. Michelle, you were able to attend your first corporate meeting. Tell us about that. And you're muted.
Yes, I enjoyed meeting new people. I'm always up for meeting new people. I still don't really know what I'm doing. So I appreciate all the
Neither do
help, all the
we.
tips, all the guidance is, very much needed.
Yes.
But yeah, and thank you for like giving me advice on what to do and how to do it, and just being there anytime I need anything or have a question. You are amazing. I absolutely love being a part of this group, and I'm hoping just to keep growing. Not physically, but mentally,
Not
emotionally.
physically, mentally, spiritually, and all the ways.
Yes, all of the things.
Well, you got to kind of sit through a wellness focused Luis meeting, and I couldn't remember. Had you met Luis before?
No.
Before, okay, so it was kind of the first time that you were able to kind of sit through a meeting and kind of meet corporate, and he was very impressed with you. And did you feel like you learned something in a larger setting with
I
more
did.
users?
I
Okay.
did. And that's the kind of training that I need. I need to be in a room where things are being discussed and things are being just questions being asked and answers being flowing through the room, so that way I can kind of get the handle of what what I'm trying to do, what I want to be a part of. And
Absolutely.
Well
I
said.
have a
Well
lot of
said.
products that I do need to try, and just for myself, so I can tell my stories, so I can, it's something about doing something yourself,
Yeah.
able to tell someone else.
Well, Linda wanted to invite you to, we actually have a Super Saturday training on this Saturday, January the 10th from 9 to 10:30. And she said, can Michelle come? So we make that a team event with omelets from Randall, which are amazing. So if you have that in your schedule, everybody is invited to the Super Saturday, but we tend to do that kind of as a team event here in Northwest Arkansas. So those are great opportunities to learn together. And I wish that we were all close enough that we could, get in a room and have those, one-on-one trainings. But one of the things that I am really motivated to do is to provide weekly live trainings in Northwest Arkansas, and we'll talk a little bit about why that is. Anything else, Michelle, that you wanted to add?
No, I think that's it. I'm
Okay.
still learning and, just going with the flow. Like I said before, I'm going to be that slow and steady person, because I'm just,
Yeah.
I got
Consistency.
to know what I'm doing.
Well, and listen, you just rank advanced. You became Jade, which is sometimes the biggest challenge is to even know what that is.
Yes, because
So
I don't know what that is. I
it's a good thing.
was like, yay!
So
I don't know what
yay,
that is,
congratulations on
but I'm
that.
excited.
Yay. Well, one of the things that I wanted to share with Hal as well is when Luis was here last time, we were discussing we've been doing this. Like I joined Zalise in late 2017. And you guys know my story. I had a son who had brain health issues. I was face down, physically, mentally, in every way, emotionally, financially, for sure, working three jobs. And my family had broken apart. And I was introduced to this kind of at the worst of times personally. And so I saw what happened to my son in 3 days. And in 2018, I ordered a gold kit. And so in 2025, that's 8 years later, I asked Luis, what have our total commissions been from the team that we have built since the very first
When you
day?
say we, who are you talking about?
You and me.
When you ask, like,
Yeah.
what are our commissions? What has the company paid Hal and Lisa directly into one account?
Right.
Our account that is our lead account with Zalise. That's what you asked for.
And so
we didn't know that. We didn't know the answer to that question.
Because we get Friday checks, we get every 15th of the month, we get checks. And so sometimes it's hard to.
We've been through two different commission compensation plans. We've been through pandemic, the loss of the CEO, transition, difficult years during those 8 years, and we've continued to earn during the COVID years. We continued to earn and try to build and hang in there and hold the team together, bring new people in during some really difficult times. And we began to say, this year we think we can turn this around financially and start gaining again. Anyway, so I just want to throw that in there.
And so I asked Luis, I said, I really want the official number on what Zalise has paid out to us for our customers, for the team that we have built over the last 8 years. And some of you guys have heard the number, but for me, it was a very significant point. Anybody have a guess?
Anybody who doesn't know Lisa, how much they've paid us directly into our account? Is anybody?
And I'm going to tell you guys why it's important for you. So the number is 1.038 million. And commissions and earnings paid since really 2018 when we really started to build. And the reason that is important is because this has been paid out in the worst of times. It's when we had a compensation plan that paid the owner instead of us for building. That's what the feedback is when we had new leadership. They're like, wow, y'all have a tough comp plan. This is really not intended to make you wealthy. It's intended to make the owner wealthy. And Angie has changed all that, but it's not a salary. It's a piece of volume that's really built one person at a time. And what one person can do, other people can do. Mm-hmm. And the feeling and the validation that we have as a company, as a platform, and as strategic partners for you gives you the ability to put us on the phone and say, hey, we're being mentored by $1 million earners from a company. And that's an official number from the company. It gives all of us, I told Hal, when we saw the Heisman Trophy, Mendoza, from IU, I might add, he talked about he's one of 22. It's not just him. Like, that's how I feel about this. Is our number.
Yeah, he said this is a team. This is a team Heisman, and then he said this is an IU Heisman. He said it's for me, but this trophy's going to stay here. He did a really good job, genuinely, of expressing that, and I think Lisa's appreciating that for you guys too. That number is a real number, which we've benefited from, but we've also used that income to reinvest in you guys in many, many ways, and yet to pay, buy cat food and spend the $40 to get her fixed, which I heard Lisa telling y'all about on Tuesday. So anyway,
but an attitude adjustment.
But it's because it paid into a business. So, it doesn't pay us directly all that because we have business expense out of that and reinvestment back into the company, but or back into you guys really in our own business. But to think that over 8 years, Lisa said during really difficult times. So those collective difficult times was the pandemic years where we couldn't be face to face. Coming through that with our former CEO having some real personal issues that was really in some ways tearing our teams apart that we built. And then through a transition of ownership where that was up in the air, not to mention that CBD is has always been a skeptics. It's not an easy thing to talk about. We've done more than that. Well, if you back it up even further than that, Lisa shared with her story, and it's truly miraculous and beautiful that that Nate had such a great response. But Lisa built this company, her company, where it started during her most difficult years. For the first really 2 years of her starting Zalise, those were not easy times for her. Not only, I wasn't there to support her. She was by herself. She was going through those emotional changes of divorce and separation and moving from a home into an apartment with a cheap apartment in Evansville, Indiana, to start all over in her mid 50s. And that's where she started this business. difficult times for her. And y'all have heard my story that I had literally $83 in my bank account when I met Lisa. And it wasn't because I wasn't working hard. It's because that was all that was left at the end of a few months that year of being down on my back where I couldn't work, um, from working, really destroying my body from work. So, building during difficult times has still produced over $1 million of earnings during this time from a company that said, if you'll share our product, we will pay you. And if you'll help build teams and help other people earn income and believe in themselves, we'll pay them and you.
Yeah.
And that's what we're beginning to see some of you guys taste some of that for the first time, for the people that are here.
So it changes things for me, and because we are now turning the page and we're now focused on kind of an expanded mission, if you will, because this platform has proven its ability to pay. And so I'm now interested in creating leaders who master wellness and create impact and income. And for us, it's such a different chapter that we wanted to call it something different. And I have to give credit to Nate. He was the one that said, you really need to change Team Unlimited. And so before we really name what's next,
Nate is her son, by the way.
Yeah, we want to honor really what was, and that's really Team Unlimited. It was our training ground. And we learned consistency, we learned resilience and belief, we learned leadership. We built wellness, community, and well over $1 million in commission payouts. And I want to honor every single step, every challenge, and every win that we have achieved back all the way through 2017 to now. But this chapter, the Team Unlimited chapter, is complete, and we want to carry its wisdom toward the next one. And so if anyone wants to share just one word that they want to associate, that they do associate with Team Unlimited in the last, whether it's a month or several years that you guys have been a part of this group, anybody want to share?
Oh, community.
Community.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like family.
Family.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jean. Thanks, Judy. Anybody else?
Supportive.
Yep.
Good. Anything else?
I like the word love because Lisa and Hal just spill over with love for all of us. There's a lot of love from them, and we're so blessed to have that. And I thank you all very much for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, we want to take all those things and we want to open the new chapter. This is really where the identity shifts, where we're really no longer building just toward like what's possible, which none of us really knew. We are building from mastery. We've mastered a lot of things. And this is a quest, not a quick fix, not a quick win. We're committing to the long view, the daily work, the grind, and the call to lead, even when we didn't want to. So our aim is simple and bold: to master wellness, to grow leaders, and create other million-dollar earners. And we're going to do this without sacrificing integrity, health, or joy.
Or community, or family, or support, or love. All the things you guys mentioned will carry on with greater mastery of certain things that are needed to help more people and to generate significant income, because that has always been a piece of Zalees platform. Is not just great products, but it's always been the Zalees platform for people to earn significant income. And you can't say, no one would say $1 million in 8 years of earnings is small. It's significant. Even this year, we didn't know what our earnings were just this year. During a complete rebuild, complete new. Do you mind saying what that was this year, Lisa?
So what?
This year's in earnings last
Oh yeah.
2025.
So we're just over 100,000 this year in our total earnings for commissions in 2025.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, that's we feel like that's heading back in the direction that it needed to go, because we took a dip, during tough times, but we feel like the momentum and the money together for us. And what's really beautiful for us is we end the year with some people that, 3 months ago weren't earning, 3 or 4 months ago weren't earning that kind of achievement, rank, and income. And that's what we love to see. So,
Because we all know how it feels to do this business without income. Just say it's a lot more fun to create income. And so I wanted to kind of show you just some of the guests, what we call the Quest Charter. This is really just kind of about our origin, emerging from 8 years of lived leadership, collective growth, and over 1.038 million in impact created together. Formerly known as Team Unlimited, this community has matured beyond possibility and into proven mastery. And this is the area that you guys are leading others. So with new leadership, a new comp plan, and expanding portfolio of products at Zalise, we consciously step into our next chapter, not as beginners, but as stewards of wisdom, wellness, and leadership. This is not a restart, it's an evolution. So Hal, do you want to read the next part?
sorry, I was getting a call right then.
Okay.
What we mean by a quest. So a quest is not a quick win, a challenge, or just a season of hustle. A quest is a long range commitment to mastery, a clear aim that requires consistency, courage, and growth. A quest is a journey that unfolds through small, faithful steps. It is a calling that shapes identity, not just outcome. The Wellness Mastery Quest is a modern hero's journey, one rooted in whole health, ethical wealth creation. I love that language, ethical wealth creation, and leadership that endures.
All right. Susan Everett, can you read for me?
No, print's too
Our
small.
purpose.
Okay. Maybe teacher Judy, who's used to looking at small print, can see it.
Well, with my glasses. Our purpose. We exist to master wellness, personally and collectively, to develop leaders who are grounded, regulated, and values aligned. Our purpose is to create other million-dollar earners through mentorship, modeling, and systems, not pressure or hype. I like that. And to build prosperity without sacrificing health, integrity, or joy. Wellness is the foundation, mastery is the practice, leadership is the agency.
Legacy.
Is the legacy.
Legacy.
Okay.
New glasses.
Anybody else want to read a piece?
Okay, I'll read the next one, I think.
Okay.
Our commitments. As members of the Wellness Mastery Quest, we commit to showing up consistently, even when the work is slow or uncomfortable, valuing process over perfection, leading ourselves before leading others, choosing integrity, science-backed wellness, and long-term thinking, measuring success not only by income, but by who rises because of us.
That's good. Anybody else want to read? Live, practice, and rhythm?
Sure, I'll read.
Amen.
Marsha.
Live, practice, and rhythm. The quest is anchored by regular weekly live gatherings held in person or via Zoom. These gatherings are a steady rhythm, not an obligation, a space for learning, reflection, and application, a place where mastery is modeled, not performed. Consistency creates safety. Presence builds trust, and practice creates mastery.
Keep going, girl. You got it.
The long view. We are building something meant to last. The true measure of the Wellness Mastery Quest will not be what we accumulate, but the leaders we develop, the health we preserve, the communities we strengthen, the legacy we leave behind. This quest is an invitation to walk the long path, to answer the call to lead, and to become who we are capable of being together.
Nice. Good reading. How does that make you feel? Like, any thoughts on that?
Proud to be a part.
Yeah.
Proud.
That's the way I want you guys to feel. And did you have something you want to add?
No, I wanted y'all to finish, and I wanted to
Yeah.
say something about
Any other thoughts, comments?
it. So, well, here's what I want to say. You know, I'm going to use a sports analogy, maybe a couple, but most of y'all probably know who Nick Saban is. He used to coach Alabama and won a lot of national championships. In the next few years, you guys are going to see several of his former coaches that worked under him win national championships. They've already won some. Coaches who worked under him and learned his ways. Right now, the most likely person to do that is Coach Signetti at Indiana University, who models a lot of his mastery of coaching football after Nick Saban, who mastered. He didn't win every game, but he mastered winning ways. And Coach Signetti, coming out of seemingly nowhere, is modeling that. And you don't know that because he's not recognized. He's still, people don't even know who the guy is. Most don't even hardly know his name until this year. But his ways are built learning from a master. All right. And mastership is not perfection. It doesn't mean you're going to have failures because there's games lost during a championship season. Now, Indiana has a chance to go undefeated this year, all right, but they didn't last year in his first year. Roger Federer, if you know who Roger Federer is, who was number one in the world many, many years, one of the best tennis players that's ever played, very gracious, humble guy. I heard a graduation speech where he told the students that he only won 78% of his matches in his entire professional career. But he said, do you know how many points I won? What percentage of points I won in those 78 wins? 54% of the points in a tennis match that he won. 54%. And so, but he mastered the ability to win. And here's what I want to say to you guys. I have observed Lisa over the last 7 years. I have heard her on phone calls. I've seen her behind this desk. I've seen her prepare for these elevation calls. She's got 2 pages of notes right here, and they look the same. They're different words, but she has mastered leadership. She's mastered it in this business. She is, and we are, but I want to say she is the top earner in Zalise right now, for different reasons. And you know, yeah, we're clapping. Y'all just they're clapping for you, Lisa.
Oh, you guys.
But here's the thing. Lisa has mastered direct selling leadership in this market with this company. She's mastered it. And when she said the master quest, my first thought was that's like big word to master something. And then I realized that she's been talking about this with me and sharing it with me. I thought, you know, it's appropriate, Lisa, because you've mastered it and you have something to teach. She didn't even know I was going to say all this. She doesn't like this. Okay. I'll guarantee you. But you guys truly have an opportunity to learn from someone who is not perfect and who doesn't get a win, but she handles situations with Zalise and all the things and helping you folks. And just like today, I listened to her on a call with Jenny Todd, who's great at putting people on 3-way calls. And I listened to that phone call while I was doing my thing, which was what? Watching football. But I turned the volume off and I listened to Lisa and Jenny and the man they were talking to. And Lisa masterfully handled that. She didn't just do it with love and support and care and concern and genuineness and all the things that you guys know. What I heard was someone who has mastered how to help people and maximizing the best benefit possible for that person, to move that person forward. And we're not talking about Jenny. We're talking about the man. I don't even know his name, but to help Jenny Todd, who met the man, who knew the man, who put them on the phone with Lisa. And what this master quest is that Lisa said, I'm going to be the best I can be. I'm on a quest. And I don't know that she ever would have said, I'm on a quest to be a master, but she's put the name to it. And I think it's very appropriate. So she came up with this master quest thing. And I think it's very fitting, very appropriate. And the logo and everything I think is beautiful. But I just want to say to you all, and to honor Lisa at the same time, is that I think in 2026 and the creation of a new title or new name of a group is for the purpose of really giving people who want to do more to realize that you have to choose to master some things in this business. And doesn't mean you're going to have setbacks. It doesn't mean you're not going to have times where you get a solid no or you chicken out or whatever happens. But you can learn to master things when you learn from a master. And Lisa's really become that. And so she can't do it all. She really needs for you all to become masters for you. So anyway,
Thank you for that, Hal. Well, and just, my thought was when we started this so many years ago, I really wanted to master the science of the endocannabinoid system. And it took us 7 years, or took me 7 years to do my first video on that. And now I believe that what we know, and Marcia, you're a whole health expert, you're a holistic nurse, that financial well-being is so intimately tied to physical well-being that we finally have a platform that says, you know what, we're going to recommend that you're going to spend about an extra $100 on a wellness product, but we're going to show you how to pay for that. Like, you tell me or show me a platform that can do that. And all you have to do is pay it forward to 3 people, really. And so I feel like we have an opportunity to master ourselves and all the junk in our head that goes on when we think about sharing this opportunity with 3 people. But I will tell you that my biggest gains in personal development have come from learning how to do this business, not just consume products, but literally share this with people where I'm shaking in my shoes and I feel like I suck. And I'm afraid to have a meeting that nobody shows up to. And I'm afraid of what corporate's going to think when I don't have enough people in the room, and all the fear that comes into my mind. And to do it anyway is something that, today Hal and I can say we want to share this with others. And if we hadn't pushed through all the hard things, we wouldn't be able to share it. And now we can share it with our team. And that's not to say anyone has to want to earn $1 million. But what if you could earn $1,000 a month? Like, what if? Then that's something that could really change. Like Judy Baker and I had this conversation that Judy, she was trying to figure out how much would it cost for me to retire at a time when it wasn't as expensive. Judy, am I lying about that?
No, no, we talked about that the other day. I thought I had a comfortable retirement, but 3% increase every year with double-digit inflation, and all of a sudden my retirement's not that comfortable.
And so I work with women every single day, 50 and up, who feel like they don't have enough money to pay $39 a month for the whole health collective that we're a part of, that they have such scarcity and such fear. And so what if we could master ourselves and teach them how to share this with 3 people? And if you could share it with 3 people, then maybe you can learn to share it with 6 people, and then maybe with 9 people, and with 15 people. And Debbie, God bless her, she did it in like a day, that she got 15 people on a product with 15, BV. And I talked to Jenny Todd, who's mastering this business as well, and her goal is 25. So once we can master ourselves and then master wellness to the point that we've shared this with 25 people, let's go find other people that want that same $1,000 to $2,000 of extra bonus. And that is one way to win in this business. It's very simple. And it's finally at a point where I feel like we can grasp it, we can teach it, and we can do it. So I want to invite everybody. Hal is over here videotaping. I want to invite you guys on this amazing quest with us. And we're here just to serve. And but you guys get first dibs. So if y'all want in and you want to do this faster than we did it, then text us, let us know, because I am looking for 10 rubies, 10 people that want to get to 6,500 in volume. No, you don't do that by yourself. You will, right, Susan? Susan was this close at the end of the year, and she's put the pedal to the metal because she can taste it. But we're looking for 10 people that have the courage to say, I would love, it might take me 10 years, might take me 8 years, might take me a week like Debbie, but I'm in and I want to do it. So you guys are invited. And we just thank you for being part of this team. I feel like Bo ends every call just talking about how proud he is of all of us and how much he loves us. And I feel that way about you guys. We have gone through some really hard times together, and we've come out the other side. We've stuck with it, and now we have something better to offer people who come after us, and that's a really beautiful thing.
Hey, Lisa, this is Jenny. I'd like to say something. I'd like to expand on what Hal said. I had this prospect today, and he's so intelligent and just has potential to just really excited about him. And I've known him all my life. Well, all his life. I'm old enough to be his mother. But but and I talked to him, but I knew that I had to get Lisa to talk to him. And as Hal said, he listened to that conversation, and she just mastered taking away his doubts. I don't know, she's just amazing. And Lisa is so humble, and she doesn't ever want to be accolades about her, but we have the greatest leader in all of Elise, and everybody on this call knows this. And we just don't tell Lisa this enough, how we love you. But it's Lisa. She's amazing, and we are so blessed to have her as our leader. We're just so blessed. And I just thank you so much, Lisa, for everything you do for us. Thank you.
Jenny, thank
you, Jenny.
I don't mind.
I don't mind being refried beans because I know that Lisa is the whole enchilada. But
Right.
but here's the deal, guys. What the transition of this master quest. Again, thank you, Jenny. That's so sweet of
So
you.
kind, Jenny.
And is for you to become more masterful yourself. So, I can say become more like Lisa. Doesn't mean you're going to be her, but you can become more like her. And the result of that, I promise you that if you become more like her by learning from her and doing some of the things that she has done and begun to master, again, even with 54%, like Roger Federer, of winning the points, okay, winning the game, 54. Then you will earn the money, you will earn the income that masterful people can earn in this industry with this company and this platform. And so, the break or the transition, for your sake, is going to be that I can learn and apply from the master. I love what Jennifer, was that Jennifer? No, Michelle. Michelle said about how she learns. And it's actually, if we pulled that back up, which we're not going to do, but if you look at in that master course and how we learn, it's described exactly what she said, and she didn't even know it, in an atmosphere where you can engage and learn and then apply. So um, it's really what needs to be done for your sake, for you to grow, so that you can be someone who people look at as a master of this. And that's how it's really grown. We want you all to become more masters of it on the quest. So
Thank you for that, Jenny. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Well, listen, guys, this is a very exciting time, and I hope you feel hopeful. I hope you feel energized. All the work you have done has paid off. You know, we spend a lot of hours, the 10,000 hour rule, to master something. And the beautiful thing is this platform is secure. It's 10 years invested product. You know, Luis was just talking about a new product they're going to be launching relatively soon. So there's a lot more to come. But remember, you know, with the customer growth bonus and the fact that we have this very blue collar way of generating predictable income, to me, that is really what we're going to be teaching. It's the mastering of wellness is the customer growth bonus. And our ability to see how we're doing is like, have we been able to share this with a few people? And how many have we shared it with? And that to me, we're going to really recognize and celebrate that on this team. Susan, I know that you know you've been you and Jenny have been getting the 15 customer growth bonus. Other people on our team have done that as well. And if you've not really started, Marcia, I know I think you had 6 on the customer growth bonus. I'm just kind of going from memory, but Debbie Ray, I know that you have been able to profit from the customer growth bonus. Judy Baker, but listen, guys, the best is yet to come. And if you have not yet started learning of the fear that will happen when you start delving into the business side of this, I invite you to experience it, because everything you want is on the other side of fear and the comfort zone.
Yeah.
It just is. And we'll walk through it with you. I'll hold hands, like, right, Jenny? We've done a lot of this stuff on the phone. Ask Susan Everett, ask Judy Baker. Anybody who's done anything in this organization, we all do it together. So don't be on an island. And we're just grateful that you guys are part of this quest. And we're excited about the renaming. It's now not, don't look for Team Unlimited. It's the Mastery Quest. And you guys are all invited to participate. So thank you so much for being on tonight, guys. Same schedule, first and third Sunday, elevation calls. But Monday night, of course, is Freedom Call. And don't forget, January 10th, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 Central is our Super Saturday. You can catch it on Zoom unless you're in Northwest Arkansas. And then January 14th in Evansville and in Grayville, Illinois. You got 2 opportunities. Susan, great job on the flyer.
Yes, wonderful.
Flyer mastery.
Yeah,
Go
right.
Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers.
Well, who cares? So, and one cool thing about this, I could not do the flyer. There was a part of it I could not figure out how to do, but one of the people on my team downline from me, I called her up and I said, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And she rattled it off that it was like real easy. And then she ended up having to, we did a Zoom so that we could try together, figure it out. So I thought that was really cool because it's somebody that's not a salesperson. She just takes the products, but it was really cool that she stepped up and said, "Well, I'll help you with that." I think
it's a mastermind, Susan.
That's right.
And the best I know are so good at recognizing strengths in other people.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it's a great way when we say, I was able to say to John today, Jenny, I'm not a smoothie expert, but we would love to learn. Once you would learn our product line by using it yourself, we would love to learn your thoughts on what would be the best product for a smoothie, because he's the expert on that. So we create these masterminds instead of trying to do it all ourselves. And people really, Susan, just like the flyer, none of us know everything. Right. So anyway, you guys are awesome. And it's so good to see. I see some of you guys that I hadn't seen your names before, but I see Lauren Lynch. So good to see you, girl. See your name here. Megan Dickens. It's so good to see your name here. Some of these people I can't see if you're on an iPad, but we're proud of you guys. We love y'all, and we're excited about the next chapter. So thank you so much for being on, all your beautiful comments tonight.
Love you too, and thank you.
Lots of love, you guys.
Good night,
Thank
all.
you.
Good night.